A circuit court judge has ruled Oregon's controversial voter-approved gun law is unconstitutional. We'll tell you what the next steps are for Measure 114. An explosion on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls kills 2 people and injures a customs agent. We're tracking the latest on the investigation. And a Yakima organization has won a state award for their work with young people and substance use prevention. We'll hear how they did it.
And I'm tracking partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight. A clear, cold Thanksgiving with even colder temperatures on the way next week. All of that in your First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. A man will spend more than 7.5 years in prison for the shooting of a Pasco police officer last December. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office began investigating the case against Devontae Wright after Officer Jeremy Jones was shot in the leg with his own firearm during a struggle with Wright on December 1st of last year. The firearm was holstered and Wright's DNA was not found on the gun. During the trial, the jury reviewed the firearm and the holster. They heard witness testimony and viewed patrol vehicle and body camera footage. In October, a jury found Wright guilty of assault in the second degree, attempted disarming of a law enforcement officer, unlawful possession of a firearm in the second degree, and resisting arrest. He was found not guilty of assault in the first degree. Now, in Franklin County Superior Court yesterday, Wright was sentenced to 92 months in prison. Oregon's controversial new gun restrictions are unconstitutional. That's the ruling from a circuit court judge in southeastern Oregon more than a year after voters narrowly approved Measure 114. It would have created some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. Oregon voted yes in November of 2022 on a proposal requiring would-be gun owners to get a permit before they could buy a gun, creating a statewide database, and banning large-capacity magazines that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition. This week, the same judge who temporarily blocked the law from taking effect last year ruled that the law does violate Oregon's state constitution, saying the people who wrote the state constitution in the 1850s would have known about guns that could fire multiple rounds and protected access to them anyway. Now, the debate over requiring a permit to buy a gun has also drawn a lot of attention. Advocates say you should be required to go through training and safety checks before you are allowed to buy a weapon. Opponents say having a gun is your constitutional right, just like voting, and you shouldn't require someone to get a permit in order to exercise that right. A federal judge found that Oregon's gun law would not violate the United States Constitution, saying that governments can do what they think is necessary to make sure that only law-abiding, responsible citizens keep and bear arms. But in this case, advocates would have to win in federal and state court for the law to take effect. Now, Oregon state officials said they plan to appeal the judge's ruling. Here in Washington, the state legislature already created a large magazine ban, and lawmakers considered a similar gun permit requirement earlier this year, but that effort ultimately failed. A Walla Walla man has been arrested following the seizure of over $100,000 worth of illegal drugs at 2 separate locations. So 2 simultaneous search warrants were executed by the Walla Walla Drug Gang Task Force and the Walla Walla Police Department Career Criminal Apprehension Team last Friday around 8:30 in the evening. Those raids took place in the 100 block of Boyer Drive and the 1800 block of Isaacs Avenue. The search resulted in the seizure of 2 pounds of fentanyl powder, 250 fentanyl pills, 2 pounds of methamphetamine, and 1 pound of cannabis. Now, a suspect has been arrested on 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver. Let's switch gears here and talk about your forecast. After many of us saw wet and cool weather, Thanksgiving Day is shaping up nicely. Stacey Lee joins us now with your First Alert weather forecast.
Yeah, things are looking good for Thanksgiving. And how about the sunset right now? It's a beautiful evening. The sun just going down. Look at those colors. That's the perfect time to get outside, snap that picture, and send it in to me, S. Lee, at AppleValleyNewsNow.com. 39 degrees on the chilly side, and it's going to be even cooler once the sun officially goes down. Our winds are light tonight, and our feels like temp right now, 39. Partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight. We got a clear, cold Thanksgiving Day ahead of us. Some patchy fog and freezing freezing fog is possible tonight and into the next several days. Plus, we have a cold front moving in. We're going to see temperatures start to drop as we get past this Thanksgiving. Temperatures overnight tonight again below the freezing level through the area. Look at Walla Walla tonight at 30, 28 Tri-Cities, 26 in Yakima. If you're heading to the west side, weather is looking good. You should have great travel conditions over Snoqualmie Pass. I-84 to the Columbia River Gorge, looking good there with mostly sunny skies. And if you're planning on traveling up to the Spokane area, grab your coat, but overall not bad weather for travel at all this holiday weekend. We'll dive into traveling by airplane across the United States and my first alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. The federal government has approved expansion of a natural gas pipeline that would impact us here in Washington and Oregon. Now, the governors of both states, our representatives in the Senate, and attorneys general are all fighting to stop this expansion. Today, Governor Inslee said the expansion would violate Washington state law and could impact your future utility bills.
The laws are that new construction will require the use of heat pumps, obviating the necessity of methane gas. And yet FERC has ignored all of those laws. If this work is done, it's going to be in a community that is using less of this product. And the utility is going to turn around and try to foist those costs on its ratepayers for something that won't be used or necessary under our laws.
Now, a complaint filed with the federal government says that the Gas Transmission Northwest, or GTN, Express project would upgrade existing compressor stations in North Idaho, Walla Walla County, and in Sherman County, Oregon, to make it so that the company can pump more natural gas, which is primarily methane, through the system that they already have. We turn now to a developing story out of New York at the Canadian border. Authorities are investigating an explosion on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls on the United States side. ABC's Rena Roy says at least 2 people are dead, and police are now looking into what might have caused this.
A massive police presence at the U.S.-Canada border along the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls. FBI agents leading the investigation into a fatal explosion on the U.S. side.
Based on what's happening in other parts of the world, everybody is on edge, and this is an international border.
You can see remnants of a car, charred metal, and smoke rising into the air. Sources tell ABC News that investigators discovered a suitcase or briefcase on scene, the bomb squad handling the package. Sources also saying the vehicle was seen on surveillance footage, stopped at an initial security checkpoint before speeding up and crashing into the second checkpoint. It's unclear what caused the explosion.
There is no evidence at this time that this was a terrorist activity, and that's what I want to make very clear to the public.
Authorities shutting down the bridge along with others in the area. Local law enforcement also placing canine officers on each of the international bridges. Cars being searched at Buffalo Airport out of an abundance of caution.
The investigation continues. We're still doing notifications for family members.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And all of this is unfolding during a state of heightened alert in this country as the Israel-Hamas war rages on. ABC News got a new security bulletin that does mention threats to transportation due to domestic violent extremists, though it's unclear if this incident was intentional or if it was terror-related. Looking locally tonight, Safe Yakima Valley has won the 2023 Washington State High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Award for excellence in substance use prevention for their prevention work with young people, which is mostly funded through that program. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell sat down with the executive director of Safe Yakima Valley to learn more about one of their newest efforts.
For Safe Yakima Valley, prevention starts early, and it starts with understanding what doesn't work. A list they say includes assemblies, testimonials, and fear tactics. But they say what does work is using kids' desire to fit in to help them make healthy choices through using positive social norms. It's a pilot project they've launched at 4 local middle schools that targets misconceptions about the number of young people who actually use substances. Research shows kids estimate anywhere between 60 and 80% of their peers are using drugs or alcohol, but the real number is closer to 10% or less.
What we do is we flip the narrative and we say the overwhelming majority of Yakima County youth have not vaped, have not used substances.
Showing them that not using drugs is more likely to help them fit in and get approval from their peers. To make sure the program works, they'll be doing a post-survey this spring that will look at how kids' beliefs about their peers' substance use have changed in the past year. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. Adult Night School is returning to College Place Public Schools. All of the classes will take place at College Place High School. The program begins on Monday, November 27th. It runs from 5 to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday until February 22nd. Now, these classes are provided at no cost to participants. They'll be available in both Spanish and English. And course offerings include GED preparation, financial literacy education, cooking classes, and job readiness skill development. Well, let's take a look outside. We are talking about your Thanksgiving forecast, and it's very, very cold out there, but should be clear. Stacey Lee is tracking all of that coming up in just a moment. And still ahead on Apple Valley News Now at 5, the Salvation Army is trying to feed hungry families this holiday season. They need your help with food donations.
If you missed out on getting a McRib in the past, here's your chance to get one before you miss out again. The McRib returns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're still going for that nice catch.
We're still going for that sweet shot.
And with higher stroke risk from AFib not caused by a heart valve problem,
we're going for a better treatment than warfarin. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk and has less major bleeding. Over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke.
Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
The #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner. We're going for it. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale. Thank you for voting us Yakima's first choice for personal injury, civil law, and best overall law firm.
We are honored and grateful to be part of this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Does your bath or shower need a remodel? Bathfitter can do it all. We will remove your existing fiberglass tub or shower and replace it with a custom crafted shower or soaker tub. All made in America at our state-of-the-art factory. We rebuild your walls with new drywall and install a custom-made tub or shower with seamless walls in as little as 1 day. All work is guaranteed and built to last. Call your locally owned Bathfitter store now to book your free in-home estimate or visit bathfitter.com.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Stacey Lee, she's on your side. Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather.
Welcome back. Local food banks are struggling to keep up with the need for assistance, especially during the holiday season. That includes the Salvation Army Food Bank in Yakima. Their distribution partners that provide them with food are seeing fewer donations come in. And at the same time, the number of families coming in for help has gone up. So they've had to reduce their distribution from 5 days a week down to 2. And even with the reduced availability, they are still seeing more families than last year, about 280 minimum per week. The Salvation Army says they don't always have enough.
It is really hard to hear that, we ran out of food and people didn't get served, but we're here just to provide them with other resources and other avenues that they might be able to get some food as well.
So the Salvation Army Food Bank does drive-through food distribution at 2 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're interested in donating, their biggest needs right now are canned fruits and vegetables and other non-perishables. And the Thanksgiving holiday kicks off a busy week for those looking to snag a deal. From Black Friday to Small Business Saturday, and then, of course, Cyber Monday. Many retailers are competing for your attention. Karen Kafa explains how to navigate this season of deals and avoid getting scammed.
The big retail deals used to come just 1 day a year. Now some come before Black Friday.
Really, the deals are everywhere. They're online, and you can do it all before you eat the Thanksgiving dinner this time.
Bridget Carey tracks online shopping trends for CNET. She says sales will continue all season, but getting a head start may get you the best deals.
What we're seeing right now is that this is where the hottest sales are up until Cyber Monday, but you will start seeing sales still trickle in afterward because of how competitive retailers are right now.
Before diving in, do the research, make a list and round up coupons, old gift cards, and credit card points that could help save money. And keep multiple browser tabs open while shopping to comparison shop between retailers.
The bottom line is do a quick Google search. See if what one retailer has is really the lowest price.
Meanwhile, the Better Business Bureau says consumers should use a credit card for online purchases in case suspicious charges need to be contested. If an online seller is unfamiliar, read reviews and look for a legitimate customer service contact. And phishing scams are especially popular during the holidays. Think twice before clicking on a link in an email or a text that appears to be about a delivery issue or an unexpected gift.
All right, but before the shopping, it's been a Thanksgiving tradition since 1924. Preparations are underway for Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which happens early tomorrow morning. One of the many people working to make it happen are the balloon handlers. This year, one of them will be driving a vehicle beneath Beagle Scout Snoopy, a new balloon marking 50 years since the scouting program debuted in the fictional Peanuts universe.
Snoopy is one of our larger balloons, so that'll have one of the most balloon handlers on it, about 90 balloon handlers. So that helps to evenly distribute the weight along the balloon, and you have that vehicle as a center point underneath the balloon.
So Beagle Scout Snoopy is among 7 new giant balloons joining the lineup this year. The parade kicks off at 5:30.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Definitely one of my favorite things to watch is that parade on Thanksgiving morning. Let's talk about travel impacts around the area. Now, if you have people flying into the region tomorrow, this is where we could see some travel problems. Denver Airport and Salt Lake City. They've had a little bit of a system that moved through our area earlier today, now impacting this region with some snow. And right here between Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, that's going to be some heavy snow for people on the road in that region. But overall, nationwide, not looking too bad. A little impact here in southern Texas. So they might be a little bit of delay if you're coming through the Denver or the Salt Lake City airport. Here's the weather pattern for the next couple of days. There's that system that came through impacting just south of Montana and the western portion of Montana down into Idaho and through Utah. So that system will continue to trek its way to the south, impacting the Intermountain West region. As you can see, our jet stream way up there pulling right down the middle of Washington State. That's going to start bringing that cold air through the region. You'll start feeling the impacts of that Friday night, Saturday, and definitely by Sunday. Our temperatures are going to run a good 10 to 12 or so degrees below the average. We've been tracking fog like we saw early last night and this morning through the Cle Elum area, about 2 miles of visibility. Looking pretty good through the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, even into Prosser. But we're already seeing that fog developing here in the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. 1 mile of visibility tonight in Walla Walla, and we're down to 4 miles of visibility in Pendleton. With those temperatures dropping below the freezing level, that could cause freezing fog, which then could create some slick roads and definitely impair your vision if you're driving late tonight. So just be aware of that. Overall, here's those cloudy skies, those low clouds hanging around, the fog. We'll kind of see that coming and going. Here comes the winds coming down from the north, and that's going to bring those cool temperatures we're going to see tomorrow. But overall, look at 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day, looking good. Some patchy fog in areas, but mostly sunny skies. So looking pretty good. Getting into our Friday, we continue to see that northerly flow of winds. Some fog right there in the foothills of the Blues. But as we get to the night Friday, looking pretty good. So lots of sunshine moving in. We're also keeping an eye on stagnant air, and we could see that develop more so towards Saturday night, Sunday in the Columbia Basin. Our air quality has been impacted through the Yakima Valley, moderate zone right now. So not terrible, but we'll keep an eye on that moving into next week because that could worsen. Our Skycam, Dust Devil Skycam, 39 degrees. The sun's down and our feels like temp is 39. That's good news. Let's take a look at those temperatures overnight. Mostly to partly cloudy skies, some fog and freezing fog in the area. All of us under the freezing level tonight. Tomorrow's daytime highs 30s and 40s. We're below average for this time of year, so a little bit chilly out there. Planning your Thanksgiving Day out. Look at that. Mostly sunny skies in Yakima. Chilly start there at 28 degrees. Not a bad looking forecast though in Yakima. Tri-Cities, again, a few clouds there in the morning. 30 degrees to start our day. We'll be in the mid 40s by midday, so a really pleasant Thanksgiving Day. And in Walla Walla, we'll see that morning fog clinging on. It should start to move on out with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures staying pretty cool though in the 30s for Thanksgiving in Walla Walla. So not a bad looking forecast. 7-day planning forecast that is coming up. Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, President Biden is getting ready to meet with leaders from some of the 574 federally recognized tribes all across the country at the White House. Why one of the key points will be all business. We're talking about that when we come back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $5,250 total value on this Silverado with a TurboMax engine. See your community Chevy dealers.
Hey y'all, this ain't no turkey shootout going on at Legends Casino Hotel in November. It's a roping and a riding cash and car roundup where you could wrangle $10,000 in cash or win a new Volkswagen. Just steer your Legends rewards card smack dab into your favorite slot machine to earn entries. And then giddy up on over to Legends Casino on Thursdays for your chance to snag 10 grand in cash or a VW Jetta on November 23rd or the Atlas Crossport on November 30th. Round up the posse and we'll see you at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish.
This holiday season, celebrate with historic downtown Prosser. On Friday, December 1st, join us for a festive evening of fun for the whole family. Snap a photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Watch the live Christmas tree lighting and enjoy food and drink from local vendors. Make merry and celebrate the season with us. Visit historicprosser.com for more information.
Is Medicare planning the last thing on your list? If you're approaching retirement age, contact the professionals at Stand Fortier Insurance Services and get answers to all your Medicare insurance questions. Let Stand Fortier guide you through the Medicare maze. Stand Fortier Insurance Services, bringing clarity to the complex.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Welcome back. Indigenous communities are boosting the U.S. economy. A White House Tribal Nations Summit scheduled for next month is expected to discuss economic progress in and issues facing Indigenous communities. According to the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development, Indigenous communities are employing thousands of workers and generating billions of dollars in state, regional, and federal economies. Some communities are prioritizing continued self-reliance. One example is the Indian Nations Conservation Alliance, which created an intertribal exchange app allowing anyone to share and trade goods and services in digital marketplace.
It empowers Indigenous people around the world to really add items and create abundance in their area.
Now, President Biden is set to host leaders from some of the 574 federally recognized tribes at the White House to discuss ways the federal government can invest in and strengthen Native communities. We'll take a final look at your forecast when we come back, but first, Lindsay Davis is in for World News Tonight. Here's what you'll see next.
Coming up, breaking news, the car explosion at a U.S.-Canadian border crossing, 2 people dead. The details just coming in. Israel says the expected release of dozens of hostages won't happen before Friday, and millions on the move ahead of Thanksgiving. Next.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Fred's has their lowest price ever on a Bosch dishwasher. While supplies last, get a stainless Bosch dishwasher for only $3.99.
That's over 45% savings. This is our lowest offer ever on a Bosch dishwasher. Supplies are limited to stock on hand.
Truckload savings are going on now, but hurry! No rain checks and they won't last long at only $3.99. Let Fred's experts help you take advantage of Black Friday savings.
Did you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here!
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Twig's Bistro and Martini Bar. We're shaking things up.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need.
I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it.
You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance.
We have plans with as low as $0 out-of-pocket premiums, a network of local doctors, and a rewards program for making healthy choices.
Nice.
That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance.
So call us or go online now. And better health. On a mission for better.
Tonight, the high-stakes face-to-face, plus the hospitals in the middle of the war zone.
Terrorists for sure were here.
And the potential deal to free hostages in Gaza. More Americans turn to the most-watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Every Wednesday on Good Morning Northwest, a local shelter features a new pet that is waiting to be adopted. This week, Mikey's Chance introduced us to 11-month-old Vergetti. Sarah Beth said Vergetti is blind in one eye, but he doesn't let that hold him back. If you're interested in adopting him, his adoption fee is $500, which will include his vet visits, vaccines, and neutering to make sure he is completely home ready.
This is Vergetti. He is a German Shepherd Husky mix, approximately 11 months old. He came to Mikey's Chance from somebody north of Pasco who found him. He is a wonderful, active dog, just a little puppy who loves attention, other people, other dogs. He's available for adoption through Mikey's Chance and can be found on our website or our Facebook page.
That looks like a dog that is ready to go on adventures. But Stacy, maybe not an adventure just now. You bundle up for that.
Right. He has a pretty good coat, though, right?
That's true.
Those warm dogs. All right, let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast. Looking good in Yakima on Thursday. Chilly overnight lows. You think tonight's cold. We're going to see temperatures dropping down into the teens and 20s. We've got another big cold front moving across our area, but we'll have a ridge of high pressure keeping that sunshine here with partly cloudy skies towards the end of the week. Nice in Tri-Cities as well, 45 for that daytime high. Those overnight lows, once again, bitterly cold, in my opinion, in the 20s. That's chilly. Daytime highs is hard to reach the 40s next week. And in Walla Walla, look for that fog. It's going to linger and kind of hang out, but it should clear up, and then we'll see those temperatures pretty similar to the entire region. So not a bad looking forecast, just cold.
You know, I'll take the lack of snow.
There you go.
Thanks, Stacy, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight is coming up next. We're back tonight at 6, and you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.